errors from both teams there, and it's going to be a scrum to Pitbulls. But this Mabvuku team, they should be fencing their chances against this Pitbull squad, considering the way that they started.
Yeah, they should be fancying their chances. What has been quite interesting, and as I did mention before, is that Pitbulls, there has been a lot of chopping and changing that has been happening there, and that is, of course, trying to use your squad depth so that you can go as deep as possible into the tournament. And we are going to be giving you some of the scorelines that have come through during the day in both the men's and women's fixtures. Also, just to alert you that there have been women's fixtures that have been played on the other field across from where we are currently watching the main matches on field A. So interesting times indeed as we continue to watch this match. The score is still 0-0 between Pitbulls and Mabvuku. So just looking at Mabvuku, I did mention before they do have a potential player in the number 10, but it seems like sometimes when he gets the ball, either he can be a bit selfish or sometimes his decision making can be quite poor. And we saw that in the other match as well, where they ran basically back into their box and they struggled. I believe it was against Old Georgians in that match. But let's see if they have learned their lesson and they can do a little bit different here. So with that scrum not doing too well, the referee calls for a reset of that scrum, and we'll see whether Pitbulls here will be able to attack. A little bit lackluster, as I've said, Sydney, in terms of the way that Pitbulls has gone about their business.
Yeah, Pitbulls, look, this is not the Pitbulls that we witnessed a couple of 3 tournaments back. It seems as if it's a team that is characterized now by errors, but now, as we're just watching there's number 11 racing all the way to the try line, and it looks like it's going to score right under the post there to take this match to 5 points up for Pitbulls. And Mabvuku, they really have a lot of catching up to do, because this conversion, rather this drop kick will be taking just in front of pose, and I don't expect, well, the player of this caliber is, remember, he also played for the Zimbabwe under 20 a couple of years, and he's just scored. That takes the points up to 7 points in favor of Pitbulls, and the bit of lengthy discussion happening there in the Mabvuku camp. Come on, guys, let's play. We can't be losing all of our games today.
Yeah, talking about wanting to do better there, I'm also a little bit, I'm questioning just a little in terms of why Pitbulls are also being slow, scoring the try, waiting to just get a little bit of, opposition to come their way, slowing down the game, delaying it. Maybe it is a little bit of weariness since they are playing their 3rd game so far today, so that might just be a little bit of a problem. But what I would have loved to see is Pitbulls actually attacking and trying to put some points on the ground. Why? Because that will also increase your appetite for points. When you have got an increased appetite for points, when you also find yourself in a difficult position against bigger opposition, you will want to score the points. You will want to continuously play the game at a high intensity and a high level. But in any case, Mabvuku gets the ball out here. This time a good pass, number 10 trying to go for the skip pass, and that didn't quite go to hand for Mabvuku. It was actually knocked on there by Mabvuku, and it will be scrummed down and Pitbull's ball. And with them leading by 7 points to 0, they'll just be licking their lips this time round, looking to add more points to the board. Points will also help in terms of the ranking within this tournament, so that they can come out into the semi-finals and ultimately go through to the finals if they can get past some of the bigger sides who have been scoring a bucket load of points. We saw Harare Sports Club in 2 matches before this. They went all guns blazing. They didn't care what the opposition was like. And so with Pitbulls, they're winning in the scrum. They get the ball, quick tap and go. Now looking to do a couple of passes outside, a dummy inside, and they've gone over the whitewash in order to take the score to 12 points to 0, Sydney.
Yes, it looks like it's going to be a runaway score. And Mabvuku, come on. They really need to pick themselves up. And you can't be losing by by big margins in all of your games, and it looks like that's the way that it's going to happen today yet all Georgians.
Yes, once again, as we did mention, the scenery is absolutely perfect here. The sun is out and supporters are coming out. The benches are filling up bit by bit. We're seeing parents, we're seeing friends, we're seeing peers that are coming out to support fellow rugby players. But as for now, at halftime, it's Pitbulls leading Mabvuku by 12 points to 0. All right, so coming back to the second half, and it's Pitbulls who are restarting us for this encounter in Pitbulls versus Mabvuku, and Pitbulls are currently leading by 12 points to 0 against Mabvuku here. And Nigel Tinaro with ball in hand, bringing through the line out, coming very nicely. He decides to go for a shimmy and then passes the ball out wide. Pitbulls now looking to spread it out wide and maybe go round on the outside, but that doesn't quite happen. And Mabvuku here looking to hold up the man so that they can gain the scrum, and they've successfully done so here. It is a scrum down and Mabvuku ball. It is one of the strategies actually here, Sydney, when you hold up a man, when they go into contact and they aren't just as big as they thought they were.
Yeah, but look, with that strategy, like off air, we're discussing that just yesterday. The Japanese sevens rugby team, they held up a blitzball, not one of the biggest players, actually one of the smallest players, for a minute, and from there, a try was scored, and as Mabvuku, they trying to spread that ball out wide, but that wasn't smart of that Mabvuku player, because he had a man on his outside. But the offload is successful, and does he have all the pace to go all the way? It doesn't look like someone who has the pace, but unfortunately the support comes in early, and as the Mabvuku, maintaining their shape, and they've got an overlap of 2-3 guys. That man should have let that ball go wide. But the turnover from Pitbulls is successful, and here comes the counter-attack. Oh dear. Oh dear. It's like ping pong now. When Mabvuku have the advantage, they give it away to Pitbulls, and Pitbulls, they do the same thing.
Oh, yeah, most definitely. Some poor rugby from Mabvuku, and a little bit poor as well from Pitbulls. The support coming a bit late, but Pitbulls looking to swing the ball now to the far side, and that's exactly where they go. But once again, turning into a walking and a standing game. Almost thought like as if the referee had actually stopped the play. But anyway, Pitbulls now looking to break through. They go for the grabber, but it wasn't as successful. He goes for the sidestep, and luckily for him, there was a man for the inside pop pass. Number 10 now putting on the afterburners, and we know he can put on the afterburners. and it looks like he's going to pull some points back here for Mabvuku. They need to go right under the post, and they don't need to waste time like he's doing right now. He needs to pop the ball under the post, go for the quick drop kick, and get to the restart as quickly as possible to give themselves a chance of coming back into the game. So the drop kick is successful, and the Pitbulls are still leading by 12 points to 7. However, this time round against Mabvuku.
And it's good to see that Mabvuku, finally, they are off the mark. They are off the mark, and obviously with an opportunity to, if they are clever about this, they can actually win this restart. But let's see how they're going to approach this one. It's going to be like what we expected, short. But however, where is the line of defense? The line of defense came in there in 6s and 7s, and Pitbulls, they've just spotted it, and they are looking to pounce on those mistakes, those defensive errors. And here comes the overlap. Unfortunately, the pass was forward.
Yeah, forward pass there. Once again, these are the challenges that also come through when you do stop-start standing rugby. When you stand in the middle of a match, then also play stands still. So at the end of the day, that's when you start making mistakes like these forward passes, and now allowing Mabvuku the opportunity to get back into this match and actually make a fist of it, something that they actually shouldn't have, considering the caliber of Pitbulls. So trying to go through the blind side, but Mabvuku aren't successful in that. They now try to go out wide. Poor handling by the number 13 there. We know is a bustling, winger who can come through and make things very difficult there. But because he handled it quite poorly, and looking at him, he was actually holding his thumb. So I think the ball came through. When you jar your finger, when the ball comes through, that can be quite painful, and that caused him to knock the ball forward. So Nigel Tinaro here with the ball in hand and looking to feed it into the scrum and make a little bit of a nuisance of themselves. Will Pitbulls. They are still leading by 12 points to 7 here. And this is the second half, mind you, of this encounter. And so the ball comes out, blindside for Nigel Tinaro, looks to maybe use a little bit of pace to go through here, but Mabvuku coming through for the breakdown, unfortunately unable to contest and counter that possession. But here we go, here comes the Pitbulls, a long pass out wide. And looking to come through, they break through here, looking to penetrate the gap, and he's just got far too much pace, the number 12 from Pitbulls. And he's going to come through and put it down. And with a little bit of a celebration there, which is quite animated and dramatic, they stretch the lead to 17 points to 7. And here comes the drop kick, and it is successful here. I'm not so sure. The referee didn't even blow his whistle. So we'll just make the assumption that it wasn't successful. Not so sure if the referee got that one. So with that one not being successful, the scoreline is 17 points to 7. Mabvuku still have an opportunity here to maybe try and level matters, but they will have to have their wits about themselves and correct some of the errors that they're making within the game. So here comes the restart, and it's looking quite poor from Nigel Tinaro there. And here we have Mabvuku with a free kick from the center. 17 points to 7. Here leader for Pitbulls. A quick tap and go by Mabvuku. Number 10 hands it over to number 6, who breaks through here. Who'll be looking to break a couple of tackles. Oh, a couple of big hits. And he is closer to the try line here. Just close to the 5 meter. Mabvuku have to protect the ball. But it looks like Pitbull are looking to enter the ruck through the side. But number 6 here with a couple of big hits. Can he go all the way down? He feeds the ball out there at the breakdown. Mabvuku trying to go over desperately. Is that a try? Oh, goodness me. It is a knock on by Mabvuku, so it is going to be scrummed down. by the 5 meter, and it will be Pitbull's ball, and they will be looking to get out of their own 22 if they're going to make, of course, defend their scoreline here. But Mabvuku with another brilliant opportunity to close down the arrears and make this match a closer affair than it actually is.
Yes, Mabvuku coming in strong there, but I'm really worried because the time is no longer on Mabvuku's side. The time is no longer on Mabvuku's side. They conceded too many points there, and the match, that should be the buzzer. And Mabvuku once again they've lost.
Oh yes, Mabvuku, they've lost 17 points to 7 there. Churchill, rather, oh goodness me, said by a Churchill guy. But Pitbulls coming through there with the victory, 17 points to 7, just making sure that they maybe don't exhaust all the energy. They know they will need it, especially if they're going to be drawn against the likes of Harare Sports Club or Old Georgians. Even Old Hararians themselves have been undefeated throughout. So it's going to be interesting to see how all of that comes through. So full time in this match as Pitbulls wins by 17 points to 7 against Mabvuku.